Thank you very much. You give me this opportunity to talk. But when I received these two books, so this vision and values, and then someday science, defense, education, ethics. And then this book, I think you give scientific humanism, repositioning Indian education. I think instead of listen my talk, please read these books. I think that's better. I'm very much impressed on this, of course, the vision and the value. I think as far as vision is concerned, direct link with education and human intelligence. That, in a way, I think we pay quite sufficient sort of attention, vision. But then value. What's the value? Money or beautiful facility or just good body, more friend? No. Of course, these are part of value, but not real value. Value means you must get some, long-lasting benefit. That's real value. Money value, even fame, right? Fame may bring more worry, more anxiety, more stress, more suspicion. A friend also, just a mere friend, I think most cases, friend of wealth, friend of power, you may get more suspicion from these kind of friend. Genuine human friend come only on the basis of warm-heartedness. If you treat them, if you put 100% trust on them, respect them, take care of them, then they become genuine friend. That's a reliable friend. And the day-to-day sort of, happy mood. Money alone cannot bring. Power, no. Again, inner value. So, vision with value, what? Then, individually, becoming more happier person, and family level also happier, and community level also much happier. Then here, what kind of value? I love this one, this word, scientific humanism. I love this. Certain values based on faith. Faith towards something mysterious. So long it works, okay, very good. But not very sound. But the value means, humanism, basic human kind, human nature, I believe gentleness. I think when we are very young, maybe more fresh, basic human nature. So they love play. Occasionally some quarrel. But most cases, the parent, particularly the mother, provides affection, compassion. The children themselves doesn't care about the children's sort of social background or their family background. So long the children play together, showing affection. I think these are the real human, express or very, very alive, basic human nature. Logically, we are social animal. So individuals' sort of happy life or successful life entirely depend on rest of the community. So the rest of the community is source of our future, source of one individual's sort of, success or happiness. So we have to take, like farmer, take sort of farmland, more, maximum care. Not love the soil, but that is their future. Their income, money come from that soil. So similarly, individual happy life depend on other. So that others are basis or source of our fortune. So it's taking care of them. It's a more natural way, natural sort of way. I think artificial sort of thinking, I'm independent. I never depend on them. Then exploit, cheating, lying, bully. In reality, long run, you are cutting or destroying basis of your own future. It's nothing to do with religion, I feel. So humanism, basic human nature is more gentleness. Gentleness not come from dullness. Gentleness come from full alerted mind, sharp mind, but more balanced with warm-heartedness. Then real human gentleness comes. So these not come from God or not come from sky or above, but come from within. So that's humanism. I think some sort of, because of the some way to look, that's it, humanism. So that means also scientific. More research, we get more concrete sort of examples or concrete sort of experience. So that is scientific, not a mysterious thing. So I love this scientific humanism. So then perhaps I think Kodari seems, I think, really long-sighted, far-sighted, and practical. Perhaps this country, among three world civilizations, Egyptian civilization, and Indus Valley civilization, and Chinese civilization, I think among these three civilizations, as far as I know, of course my knowledge is very limited, but as far as I know, this Indus Valley, or Indus Valley sort of civilization. That's the basis of India's civilization. I think that civilization, eventually produced, the sophisticated philosophical view, different variety of sophisticated philosophical views. And then, I think, because of holistic view, they develop conviction or idea of ahimsa. We are a social animal. It is bound to happen different views, different sort of interest. But still, these different people who have different sort of idea, different sort of interest, they are part of the humanity, part of the society. So there is no reason to killing each other, to bully each other. Even there is some differences, we have to talk. So that's the principle of non-violence. Non-violence does not mean bow down, bowing. Non-violence, you should consider non-violence is signs of strength. Violence is a sign of desperate weakness. So there is a very rich human thinking. The concept of ahimsa developed. Not only remain idea, but 1,000 years it practice. I think India's freedom struggle through non-violence, led by Mahatma Gandhi and some other freedom fighter. This is not new, but 1,000 years, India's 1,000-year-old India's sort of traditional belief, they implement in the political freedom fight, freedom struggle. Then also religious harmony, also because of broad sort of thinking. So it's bound to happen. Different religions, different faith. Each have its own beauty. So it is much better to live together on the basis of mutual respect, mutual admiration. So this country, 1,000 years, keep that spirit. These are very scientific. So I want to tell you, mainly these two things, non-violence, ahimsa, and religious harmony. These two things are traditional India's, treasures, India's richness. And that, not proper, just put in museum, but these treasures must be living culture. Our daily life must carry according to these values. Of course, as a big nation, now over 1 billion human population, some pockets, some problems, that always happen. That's understandable. About 2 years ago, I was in Poland. One Polish journalist, one lady, asking me how India, the Hindus, burning Christian missionaries were. And so bad. She got the impression India is so much sort of a sectarian way. Divided by religious faith. That when she asked this question, her face showing a lot of irritation. Then I explain. If you look India, my whole picture, that's really marvelous. In fact, all world major religions, all religions of the world exist in India. Not just a few years or few centuries, but 1,000 years. A small incident here and there, it is possible. It has always happened. So still, outside world, some area, still do not know what's India's, ahimsa, and India's, religious harmony. So India, now of course, this morning also I mentioned, I'm now over 75 years old, and because I become refugee, I have sort of a lot of opportunity to visit different places, and also, you see, the meeting with a variety of people. So through personal contact, I learn many things. So then I got the conclusion, India's these two things, concept of ahimsa, concept of religious harmony, these two things are very much relevant to today's world. So therefore, wherever I go, I always talk these things. These are directly linked with 6 billion human beings. Ahimsa, very much relevant. Because of the vision, because of hope. Conflict there, source of conflict there. That we must solve, or we must find solutions, these conflict through non-violent way. That's the only way. So non-violence is very, very relevant to today's world. And especially in ancient time, people, different continent, different country, they remain more or less self-sufficient. So not much contact with outside. So according to their circumstances, the very concept of war destroy the other group which have different interests or different sort of views. Then destruction of your enemy is victory of yourself. Now today's reality is every nation, every continent very much mixed each other, heavily interdependent. Arab needs Western technology, Western country need Arab oil, like that, everything interdependent. So according to that reality, concept of war is outdated. Yet, different sort of interest, contradictory interest, always there, because of human vision, human desire. Then we must find effective, practical method to solve these things. That's dialogue with non-violent principle. So that's very much relevant to today's world. Then religious harmony. Again, in ancient time, we Tibetan remain inside Tibet, and I think when climate cold, so remain like that. No use our hearing, no use our eye, just remain like that. So the people, different sort of part of the world, more or less remain like that. So very little contact with, the different institutions. Of course, occasionally India, I think, got a lot of experience. foreign power with different faith. I think it is, if you look past the history, I think we Buddhists, including Nalanda institution, I think suffer much under the hand of foreign power, isn't it? But past is past. So now, you see, they were very much sort of close each other. So then, religious harmony is very essential. When I notice Northern Ireland, and also in Pakistan and some other Muslim countries, fighting between Shia and Sunni. In India, hardly is no such stories. And I noticed very much in Ladakh, some Sunni group, some Shia group, they come together. Whenever I visit there, they come together. So on occasion I suggested, now you from two community live harmoniously with respect, no sort of conflict. So you should visit these Muslim brothers, sisters country where problem between Sunni and Shia. So Indian Muslim, I think can make some contribution. And different sort of the religious group in this country, I think many occasions I express now India's 1,000-year-old tradition of ahimsa and religious harmony, now time come to more export or world need using these practice. So Indian should take more active role regarding promotion of these things. So therefore these things, and then scientific, this now already I mentioned, then scientific humanism, this, I'm Buddhist. But since my childhood, I have sort of deep faith or interest about science. And then gradually, through Buddhist study, my mind becoming more scientific. Unless concrete sort of evidence, they are difficult to believe. So scientific way of approach, and Buddhism in general, and particularly Nalanda sort of because monastic institution sort of way of thinking is exactly scientific thinking. Even Buddha's own word, these Nalanda, according to Nalanda tradition, they don't accept easily, examine. Even Buddha's own word. This word, if you accept literally, it contradicts with our investigation or with reason. So then they do not accept that word. And Buddha taught that for a certain purpose. So that's very scientific way of thinking. Buddha himself, this morning I also mentioned, the Buddha himself used to stated, "Oh, my follower, bhikshus and wise men, should not accept my teaching out of faith, but rather through thorough investigation and experiment." This is very scientific thinking. So now we need the method promote human value, human compassion, human affection, not based on quotation, but based on actual experiment. That now scientists, latest scientific finding, now they confirmed healthy body highly related with healthy mind. peaceful mind, calm mind, very important factor for good health. Few occasions in America, some scientist actually carrying, some professor actually carrying as a pilot project. Some say, some group of people and carry some lesson about training of mind, including mindfulness. Before they start, they check everything, blood pressure and amount of stress or mood, everything. And after a few weeks, they again check. They found differences. Blood pressure low, because of lower. And person, too much nervousness, people more calm. They actually notice. The other day I just mentioned another example. The guinea pig, two guinea pig, wounded two guinea pig. One with another guinea pig who constantly receiving licking, the wounded one. One just alone. Then they discover the guinea pig who have same wound but recover much faster the guinea pig who receive constantly licking from other. They have no religion, no constitution, nothing. But biological response, someone show affection, they recover of the wounded much faster. So I think everybody knows those people who receiving maximum affection at the time of the child, in deep inside, much more stable. And those people who, no matter what is the highest sort of position or highest sort of success life, who are lacking at the time of their childhood, lack of affection, in deep inside, some sense of insecurity. There. So therefore, these are concrete sort of the proof. More calm mind is immense benefit to our health. And the amount of happiness, peaceful life in family. If that family, each member, main person, like to parent, more compassionate, that whole family, much happier. Even visitors, friend, as soon as they reach that family, they get some kind of warmth. Even animal, cats, dogs also. I don't know, bad bugs are there. Bad bugs or mosquito, whether they appreciate that sort of warm atmosphere, I don't know. Maybe, for them, maybe more tougher sort of attitude. As soon as they enter and go like that, maybe better. So anyway, recently, I met in my audience in Japan recently, one Japanese, she told me, she visited Tibet recently. So one day in the car, some mosquito there. She, I think, going to catch or kill. Then the Tibetan driver say, oh, no, don't kill. And then open the window and release. Then also the hotel where she lived. Again, some fly used to come. Then all those, because all those Tibetans, they sort of, they jointly, you see, try to catch, you see, that fly, then throw out outside, from release from the window, like that. She told me she very much impressed. I also have this same sort of experience. One occasion in Prague, the meeting was Forum 2000. At break, or lunch period, each, you see, collect some food and then sit somewhere and enjoy meal. In front of me, two ladies also, you see, eating meal. And then one fly, you see, come. And I was stuck on carpet. Then one lady did that. I just keep quiet. And not nice to protest. Other occasion, my plane from Delhi to Guwahati. It stopped at Bagdora. Some tourist, some European group there. So while we stopped at Bagdora, they came to see me where I sit. You see, they came towards me. And then one mosquito come. Then one lady do like that. Then I shout, "Oh, don't do that." Then on that spot, that right moment, they promised me in future they won't kill. Like that. So you see, you know, I think through culture heritage, non-violent cultural heritage, you see, these kind of things become habit. So person who don't care about other animals' life, then gradually these people don't care about other human beings' life. Right from the beginning, keep some kind of sort of habit, not killing other. Then towards human being, no question. So in any way, happy family, happy community. I think some occasion I suggested within community, say 10 family made some kind of agreement within their compound survey, their circle. Create zone of peace. That should not sort of start quarrel within that. And members of that family, that group, constantly keep the principle of non-violence. And whenever find some difficulties or conflict, solution through dialogue. Make habit. Then 10 family eventually can expand 20 family, 100 family, 1,000 family. One time I suggested to one my friend, Mexican friend, I told, and then later they also, you see, create some kind of, non-violent zone or something. Step by step. If we just expect something, big things happen from the government level or United Nations, it's unrealistic. We individual community, individual family must start. So now is my main point is I want to share with you is the 1,000 years, I think in this country, this sort of continent, really makes tremendous sort of contribution for well-being of humanity. Now this country lasts now nearly 70 years. You got independence, Indian Union, compare neighboring state, very stable. During emergency, some fear, but after election, Congress lost. No single shot. Janata Party or opposition party took power very smoothly. That's the sign of India's deep-rooted democracy. So it is really wonderful. And compare these neighboring states, very stable. Sometimes in the parliament, a little noisy there. That's a good sign, isn't it? But at least the Indian parliament, I think, never use the chair shooting. I don't think. Isn't it? Never happened. Did it happen? No. Not happened. I think in Taiwan parliament, using chair. So anyway, I think India, as far as democracy is concerned, I think people, generally speaking, I think very matured. So now, I think, and also in 50s, 60s, non-alignment, concept of non-alignment. Anyway, just a reaction about NATO or CENTO or these things. But anyway, these also, the sort of indication or some traces of 1,000-year-old non-violent principle. So now, my main point is, time come, younger generation of this country, particularly student of these big university, now time come, you must make every effort to promote non-violence principle and religious harmony, firstly within the country, and then rest of the world. As a first step, I already suggested when I met some Indian community in New York and some other places, when I met them, I appealed to them. You have very rich two traditions, Indian treasure. So wherever you live, you must promote these things. Firstly, your own Asian group, including Pakistanis, Bangladesh, same continent, built harmony, religious harmony, and ahimsa. Then invite some of the European people. And then, if possible, wherever some conflict about, happen, the Indian community should take more active role to help to serve these area. So that's one way India's sort of contribution regarding these two things. So, you young people, these are the vision combined with value. So that's, I think, very important. So I just want to share with you. So I think I finished my talk.